I love the little spinny box. It's these little things that amuse the heck out of me, I swear. There we go. Countdown.
Djokovic woke up.
Who, what?
Djokovic woke up.
Uh-oh. Realized that he didn't want to go out the first round again. Ooh, somebody just else joined. That's weird. It says there's 2 people with 3 views. Oh, there goes third person. There we go. It's a rainbow. Hello, hello. It was weird because it said there were 3 views before it acknowledged that you were actually even there. Like, wait, what? That doesn't make sense. Hello, hello, governor? Or something like that, I guess. I don't know. It says it's running, but is it really? dogs in different countries are regarded as barking in different ways. So I guess cows probably have that same sort of language thing, depending on where you're talking from. Right? Hello and welcome. This is Kevin Nelson, known as AWOL. And yes, we're already off the rails right before even getting into this. We're still working on my wife's phone bag, which is going to be really small. In fact, we've already gotten to the length down here, so it's quite likely we might actually finish this thing tonight. I am joined by my lovely wife, Mandy, and she's going to help, keep things going along over here. She's keeping an eye on the tennis to see if the world's number 5 falls further from grace. I don't know. We can hope. Yeah. Hey, it's the Rara. So if this thing ends up finishing up tonight, that means I've got this week to basically get my bag started for my phone. And Mandy had a good point. I was thinking, wouldn't it be nice if the thing was shaped, long ways or whatever, and that the phone went in, but she says that it won't stay in very well that way, and that I have to worry about adding thread later. So, kind of disappointing. Fair to partly cloudy. I seem to have come down with some kind of a cold of some sort. Been coughing my lungs out and in general just not feeling very well. Feels like it's been a couple, right? It's your job to look after me, and obviously you dropped the ball. This yellow is over here. No, Mandy's got the immune system of, like, I don't know, something legendary. And why does my brain automatically go to that Doctor Who episode? Patient Zero escaped. The crack in the wall with Amy Pond. You do realize you have the ability to talk to us. You don't have to type it all.
But but
But we bought a microphone. You has it right there. Yeah, mine started out just felt like my sinuses went completely berserk and just started draining to the point that it caused like a raw kind of feeling in my throat. And then that that went on to suddenly having this deep congestion down in my chest. And I've drank like 5 liters of water today. So, yeah. Man flu? Yeah, of course you can. Man flu is the one thing that women can have birthing and they can do all these other amazing fun stuff, but they would never survive the man flu. Hey, just drink things. Hello. I'm kind of wanting to find out what string things is going to do with the pattern I just did. Apparently, I worked out a pattern that inspired some creativity. I'm kind of wanting to see how that turns out. Oh no. That's not good. Oh no. I thought you were going to say it was your shoulder. Squished finger sounds bad. Do I sound nasally? I feel like I sound nasally.
A little bit.
There's every bit of the possibility this thing will get done today, which that would be really awesome. We could start working on the next one. Right on. Yeah, it seemed really weird. Like as I was working out the more obvious parts of the thing, I noticed that some of the lighter colors looked like they were a little bit different. And I wanted to kind of see why that might be possible. And then it's like, oh yeah, these totally could be other colors and could be a whole lot cooler. And yeah, pretty neat. All right, so now what I have to do to make this thing work is I have to level off these. We still have to do these other rows, but I need to level these things out. So Let's see if I can figure that out. It's, that comes back. Yeah, we had some fun with that. Except for maybe the whole ceiling height thing at the place we stayed, the boat we just stayed on. But so that goes to there. Red over the red. Over the yellow. Right. Oh man, we went out one day, and the guy that was driving us around was like, "Here, I'll take pictures for you." And everywhere he had a stand, he would have a stand and snapping off. Yeah, that dude was taking 6, 7, 8 shots, waiting until my eyes were welling up from like looking into the light or something and like still snapping off photos.
Yes.
Cool. So now these 2 points are leveled out across there, so I can come back down this way and continue this whole thing on. Yes, this works. Yeah, I still have a lot of pictures to go through. I hate trying to sort out, like, is this one better? Is this one better? Is this one better? Is this one better? I hate it. Absolutely.
And they all look similar. I'll end up deleting the one I meant to keep.
Right? Yeah. Right. At least it's a test you don't have to study for. Well, if you never felt like you needed an eye test, then that's probably a good thing. That probably means that your eyes are in pretty good shape. That's how Mandy keeps her eyes in good shape. So the eye rolls. Yeah, that could be it. That is another alternative. I think Spotify is trying to do me in by putting an earworm into the mix.
Oh. Expecting to see David Tennant at any moment.
Yes. I like how they're contagious. And I would walk by just to be the man who walked 5,000 miles down at your door.
Dude, dude. Can't believe you're not joining in and helping me make this. No. Fine, I'm on my own. Uh-oh. Yeah, that sounds a recipe for some kind of mayhem.
feel like this pattern is starting to get a little easier for me. It's starting to find my little rhythm in it or whatever.
As you're coming to the end.
Well, I still have 2 more bags of this for this pattern.
Cool.
So, yay.
You lost the first set.
Who did? Drakovich lost?
Yes.
First set? Yeah.
Yes.
The other guy just pick up his speed, or is Drakovich just not quite with it?
Which is a bit on and off, but a bit of both, I guess.
Wow. Yeah. That's good. Yeah, if it wasn't for the fact that this has 9 like diamonds are coming down, like 9 bracelets widths, if it was an even number, we could have made the base of it kind of zigzagged. But because it's an odd number, I have to actually flatten it out to make it work out right, which Florida is not as fun. Just feels like there's a lot of extra bits to it. But it's okay. It's getting done. Don't know. My site says that the connection is excellent, so it might not be me this time. So there we go. We got 2 in the straight row now, out of what, 8. But yeah, we get to rotate this. Poor puppy's probably just minding its own business, getting blamed. Probably is under the bed with something that she's not supposed to have and knows that you're not going under the bed to get her. So I would check. Aw. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, share that in the pet section over on Discord. Right? Sorry, guys. My nose was starting to run there. We were just moments away from it dribbling down my face. I was not having it.
Ew.
I know. Aw. Oh, wait. I gotta. Discord pet party. Aw. That's adorable. So how are things going in the second set?
not much so far. I mean, the points are fun, but
What's the score?
still unsolved. 1-2 an Audi.
Right. Right. Aww. Who would have thought Francis would be the party pooper? Oh, last week, I wasn't sure about it, and I said I would look it up. I was talking about the book that was sort of like that dystopian future thing, and that the dude discovered some old technology of generator creating electricity and light bulbs and such. And I put it into ChatGPT to see what it had to say, and it came back like all the things that you described is in something called Anthem, which Mandy had correctly guessed last week, but I wasn't sure. I liked the name, didn't ring a bell or anything, and I think one of the things that was said was that the people were like numbers instead of names, and I definitely did not remember that. But ChatGPT went on to even say that it was a novelette, and it was, you know, likely that I read it back in high school, which is like, oh, wow, yeah, like, yes, that was because one of the things I had said was the fact that I had read it in the 80s. I didn't want to try to give like any modern books or takes on the subject or whatever. So yeah, it's like, yeah, you probably read it in high school. Like, wow, that was pretty intense. Like, I I don't have a whole lot of faith that AI is really that smart, but like it went through and like systematically did tick boxes next to all the things that I had said and said that, yep, it has this, it has that. Dude does this, does that. Yeah. Like, wow, that was pretty crazy. Yeah, no, this was like dude finding electricity and the elders telling him that they didn't like the idea of using this new technology because, you know, what would the candle makers do? You know, it could disrupt all kinds of other productions and whatever. It was kind of like this being really narrow-minded and not wanting to move forward with things that could help them in whatever ways, which definitely feels like something that America is going through right now. Like everything over there just seems backwards and like they don't want to move forward. Ooh, that's pretty cool. That's pretty neat. Well, flat area is definitely kind of throwing me out a bit. Yeah, unfortunately, nope, that one was real. And I can't help but to feel like that kind of stuff has happened before in history. And those people that did it are not considered the good guys. Still on serve?
Yep.
What's it now?
2-3 deuce on Analysis.
Mandy's busy watching tennis while we build something for her.
3 all.
So that's still unserved though, right? So they could head to a tie break. Oh yeah. Turned out kind of awesome. Yeah. I think it was a little bit longer than that, but yes, she is quick. You're just distracted by her cuteness. That's what it is. Time flies. I've noticed that. You know, I've been with her for what? I can't even keep track of like how long it's been. She's just so cute. You just lose all track of time.
That's only because you can't do the math.
Well, my problem was like I count how long we've been married, how long I've been in Singapore, how long since we've known each other. Like all different numbers start coming up, and I'm like, ah.
I think String's stream is really.
Is she lagging? Well, behind. Are we getting lots of ads? That's clever. I got married on my birthday, so I couldn't forget. Yeah. Oh, right. My America education. Speaking of America, wait. I'm going to show you guys something here. Check this out. I don't know how well that's coming up on screen. There we go. Michigan, USA. While we were in Indonesia, we went to a mall that the majority of the stores were all closed because the shops didn't make it through the pandemic. And I run into the shirt that says Michigan. And I'm like, oh, I got to have that, you know. It's you never see anything about Michigan, you know, especially on this side of the world. And then after I get it, I have the epiphany of why do I even care about what state I was born in? There's nothing like drawing me back or making me want to be there anymore. Like, you know, why was it so compulsory to feel some sense of pride of like this, that was my state, when like I don't ever want to go back there. I don't know. No, it's kind of since then I've kind of discovered like, yeah, I didn't need the shirt. but I thought it was kind of funny, so I wore it tonight just so I could show you guys. Hey, Tammy. Yeah, it seemed really weird, like a mall in a non-touristy place of Indonesia happen to have a shirt that says Michigan, USA. I just don't get it. Uh-oh. What happened? Break?
Got broken. He got broken.
Heck yeah, I could tell by your little celebration. Uh, so is Andy Murray in attendance for this tennis game?
Yes.
And Djokovic has not thrown a racket at him yet?
Nope.
Okay.
There's definitely been a few words exchanged though.
I'm afraid that the Djokovic's real problem is that he's older, and it means that his reflexes is just not as fast as these kids. And there's no cure for that. That's just part of reality. You get older, your reflexes get slower. Mind you, some workouts and stuff can help improve it a bit, but it doesn't eradicate the actual problem. And with a sport where you need every little bit, you know.
No, I think his problem isn't what he's capable. I mean, the age thing, I think only affects when he has to play consecutive matches, long, tough matches. It's the recovery that he's slower. I don't think his reflexes are compromised. But what the issue is, I think that he's not got momentum.
He's not got what?
You kind of momentum. You kind of have to play week in, week out.
Oh, right.
You know, to build and have things be second nature and muscle memory shit.
Right.
He's targeting pretty much 4 tournaments a year. You know, it's in between. It's not working.
And we are in Singapore. Oh, anybody remember what the name of the gal was who was going to try to meet us at the community center when I was going to do like teaching bracelets live? Because that all fell through because they announced the election.
Well, no, it fell through. It just got postponed.
Postponed, right. It is 11:10 p.m. over here in Singapore. It's 8:09 in California, and Rainbow, it's 4:10 in the afternoon.
Would Wisconsin be 11 a.m.?
No, Wisconsin's in the next time zone over. So instead of 11, it would be like 12? No. 10.
The other way. Yeah.
10. Yeah, I have this little thing on my desk that actually is telling me the numbers for stuff. So it just happens to be that I have the... Because you're in the same time zone as... Yeah, 10 a.m. Because Phil's in the same time zone. Yeah, when it comes to like the time zones and stuff, I always get that backwards. It's either forward or back kind of thing. I always struggled with that. Even back when Mandy and I were just dating, part of the year, it was a 12-hour difference. Perfect. When it suddenly went the other way with the savings time or whatever, like, oh man, I never know what the time was. All right. Moved to England and it's afternoon. UK, it's right in the afternoon. You could already be having beers. There you go. Last time he was president, he sent me a check and I bought me an airplane trolley. Yeah, I've heard that Canada it's like to become a Canadian citizen is really easy. Not being a U.S. citizen costs money now. America has gotten so bad, they're like, all right, fine, leave us. but you're gonna have to pay a couple grand, and you owe us taxes for the next 10 years. Like what? What? Why do I have to keep paying you taxes? I'm leaving you. It's like a bad divorce. Yeah. Yeah, it's a couple grand to no longer if you don't want to be American anymore. I have no idea, man. I looked this stuff up because I was interested in the concept, and then I didn't like the answer either. Why is this so tight? Yeah, I don't know how they expected they would know what kind of taxes they would have the rights to taking if you're in a whole different country. But yeah, the whole thing is just stupid. I think it's like taxes for 10 years. All right, I think we're going to do the puzzle game early. Did I mention I drank 5 liters of water today? Yeah. Get the thing here, get this one. You guys were super fast. That was intensely fast. All right. Yeah, you guys were cranking it out that time. I couldn't believe it.
Three match points.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't hear any sound effects either.
Yeah. I still can't figure out why you guys can't hear it. It plays out loud as hell in my headphones. Oh. Okay, I'm back.
Goodbye, Djokovic.
He's done? It's
6-3,
over?
4. It's over.
Wow. But that would make me the only chosen one. And that just feels more like, I don't know.
You're special.
We're almost at the part where I just have to do the little fill-in bit to make up for the fact that we couldn't just do a zigzag base, which is kind of cool. For all we know, he's lurking in the background already. Yeah. Well, if you're gonna lurk, you can kind of pick your timing. Uh, uh. Aww. Just think about this song earlier. So hard to turn this thing around in here. It's really tight. Oh, but we don't have much more to do, though. Just these three. You have to just rewatch it again later on. Yeah. I think my sisters were more like 4 p.m. somewhere, but you know, whatever rule you have to go by. Sure. So when I first realized I was going to have to do this part to fill in the spaces, I was kind of dreading it because this is the harder part of the whole thing. But by separating it out and seeing like, you know, like it ends in a straight row, so all I got to do is bring the knots down to the space, and it kind of makes it a little bit easier, and it's kind of coming about really fast. So yeah, I just have to separate out these bits, put this off to the side so I don't accidentally pick them up, and just work my section. Yeah, my I had a foster home where I stayed at, and the foster home's brother was the kind of guy that wakes up at noon and his hands are just trembling. He's just like, "Hey, I need a little something to help steady that." Gets 7 Crown out, pours himself a glass, and kind of stops the quaking. Like, yikes. No, because I'm gonna go into this cam. Oh, that's weird. Because I have to switch cameras, I figured I probably wouldn't do the vert because I haven't got it set up for it yet. That's fine. And, oh, there he goes. See, I got this cam set up. This is for the finishing. Back to this. Yeah, I keep meaning to get that updated for the vert stream. It just kind of, by the time I'm ready to finish the bag, it's like, oh yeah, I was gonna make something for that. Yeah. And I've got System of a Down in my ears, so I can't even help you because it's like, you want to shoot. You want to shoot. You want to shoot. In my self-righteous, I cry when angels desert you. Dopamine. Yeah, I gotta admit, like as I get to the end of this, I can feel like the dopamine is just flowing. The spice must flow. All right. It's all yours, hon.
Okay.
Ah. The difficult part is going to be turning this inside out. Yeah. I guess turning it inside out wasn't as hard as I thought it would be. Uh-oh. Kind of afraid the strings are getting in a bunch. All right. It actually looks kind of cool inside out. Okay.
This is a half point.
Yeah. I don't know how you want to start it or do it.
It's kind of just, it's a study pitch, right? Because I won't know where center is.
Right. Yeah, probably starting at an edge would make more sense. And you're not going to be able to rely on colors like equaling out evenly because it doesn't do that.
So, how do I even tell? Is that the last one? That the last one.
So yeah, you can see this is completely unrehearsed. Hang on, I'll move the microphone over. Haters can hate. That's not going to change anything around here, though. Would it be easier to do them in like groups?
I just didn't want to create big knots.
Big knobby things on the bottom right. So yeah, it looks like this week will be me working out the string for my phone, and that should be entertaining. Keep me busy. I've got the colors. Let's drop them all on the floor. So there's the colors. We got red, it's dark purple, it's a pinkish color. Yeah. I'm bothering the wife, obviously. These are the colors. It's gonna be really, really pretty. Although I'm halfway tempted in trading out the purple and using the same gray just so it'd be like that. You know, have something in common with hers. Yeah, it's gonna be really fun. And then I got this huge pile of floss. Orange, red, yellow, and gray. This is the bigger bag that she's getting. A couple hundred strings going around. Let's see if I can tell you how many strings this bag is. This is considered one, yeah. So 14 equals. Yes, this one was 126 strings. Yes, they're all the same pattern. But I wanted to see it in different ways. This one just happened to be new string order came in. I had enough to do whatever I wanted, and Mandy's phone is the kind that folds, and so like a normal phone, right? You put a case on it, you protect the side where the cameras and stuff are, and it's all cool. But hers, it folds shut to protect the screen, but it leaves the camera out high and dry. And like, we thought that would just seem kind of bad. So we thought, why not make a bag for it to go in so that way, like when it's in her purse, the keys can't scratch the camera or whatever. The kind that turns into like more like a tablet. Oh goodness. Hinge problems or software or what? Why is like she getting them replaced? Getting hit by the sleepies. Yeah, you gotta be. This new stuff doesn't hold up as well. There's nobody's making the Nokia bricks anymore. So yeah. I've seen some ruggedized phones that look like just you could have them in the military kind of thing. Just ridiculous builds. Looks so cool. Smashing a phone? Like getting upset and throwing it? Ugh.
2 hours later.
Wait, did you guys hear the SpongeBob thing? Oh, geez. Ugh. Oh, weird. Well, considering you're in America, I'm going to guess that the folding phone is the hell's the Korean brand one? Samsung. Mandy's got a Xiaomi, so maybe that's better. I totally could picture the logo in my head. I just couldn't see what it spelled. Yeah. Have you seen the one out of China that folds like a Z? Like it comes out and out again. That thing looks ridiculous. That's hilarious. It folds hot dog, not hamburger. Yep, that works. I actually understood that one. So, week before last, when we were in Indonesia, we went. So when we were in Indonesia, our first stay was because Mandy works with media and she'd won the prize of staying at this really nice hotel. And I don't know, I did a little bit of homework. I tried finding out what the music is that they play over the speakers. And basically in Spotify, if you put in chill and house music, you kind of get the kind of music that was playing down there, like around the restaurants and stuff. And I find it to be really super relaxing and motivational at the same time. Like I can really get some nodding done just throwing on this kind of music. It's pretty cool. Do you want to trim any of that? Or it's not getting in your way at all? I would separate them out while you have that hole. Just get them like evened out all the way to the end while you still have the hole, because it's going to get more confusing the closer you get to the end. There you go. That should help some. I have to admit, she is pretty quick at this. Probably about halfway through it already. Like, I'm like, I'm over here wanting to help in any kind of way. Like, I'd hold the light for her if I thought it would help. I know I'm old, and I know that probably nobody else remembers this, but they used to have burger phones back when we had cords on them. I don't know if anybody will remember it. My sister had the donut, the one where it's like a real fat bottom on it, and the top part was just round. Yeah, my sister had that. But yeah, I've seen hamburger phones. They kind of flipped, but those recorded. Yeah, they used to exist. They were once a thing way back when. Let's see if I can find a picture. Oh yeah. They're still available for on sale. Are you kidding me? They're like $12. Some of them look like a bagel, but yeah, yep. There's even a post in here about Juno. There's a YouTuber, the $12 hamburger phone, and the guy looks like seriously concerned. Yeah. The prices vary so greatly. $12, 25, 6, 36, 17, 12, 84, 21, 84, 21, 23, 14, 23, 12. What the heck is going on, you guys? Oh, and if you look up donut phone, immediately it comes up with the one my sister had. Man. Images, but not selling it. Wow. Wait, why is it that the hamburger phone is all about like all kinds of ads and stuff for sale? Hang on, let me hit shopping on this. No, donut phones are not for sale. Oh, wait. There's a pre-owned donut phone on eBay for $154. Wow. Extra premium on nostalgic. Wow. Well done. on the verge of it. I appreciated it though. That was good. Mandy's just a fury of flying floss. No, Kevin thought about it and was like, not bad, not bad. I wish I had thought of that myself. The fact that there were so many images, like if you just go into Google, it's just endless number of images of these phones. Just none of them are for sale. Oh, I didn't realize this. They came in two different versions. There was the push buttons or the rotary. The fury of flying floss as Mandy joins the Olympics. Of course, you know, for the fun experiments of all of this, do you think Mandy brought her phone along so we could actually see it get used? That'd have been clever. He's almost to the end, guys. we had a landline here at the house. I think we still pay for it as part of our cell phone plan. We had a phone number, but our number was only a digit or something off from Singapore Airlines lost luggage. So we would get a phone call at least a couple times a week from people that, you know, are looking for their lost luggage. And so in order to kind of help emphasize the fact that that wasn't it, I would answer the phone in the most unusual ways. I'd be like, yo, what's up? And just like, I'm sorry, I want to call up. I'm calling about my lost luggage. I'm like, do you honestly think that somebody who says, yo, what's up when they answer the phone is going to have anything to do with your lost luggage? Like, are you that stupid? And just watch them. But I dialed the number for the lost luggage. No, you didn't. Yeah. Had a lot of fun with it for a little while there.
You call it a landline when it's a digital.
Still landline. Wait,
Hopefully.
you're getting your strings in a bunch. Look at you. What'd you do?
Scared.
Yeah, that's. What are you doing?
And some double protections.
Just because it's going to take a little bit more abuse than the rest. Almost got caught sleeping on the job here. Drinking on the job. All right, you go grab your phone while I try to turn this thing right way up. It has become a lot less flexible. What's a laser? Oh, what's a LACEL? Laser. Oh, wow. Okay, so there it is. It fits right in there. It turned out, guys, I think it's a gorgeous pattern. I'm definitely digging on that. I like the little strap thing here. That'll make it fun, but this will protect your camera. Wow. Not bad. Okay. Like, I'm pretty sure it's gonna break in really nice too, because you know how this it starts out like it's like denim, you know. I'm sure this is just gonna get better with age. All right, guys, that's it for today. I'm gonna go to bed, and after maybe I take I don't know, something to help clear out these sinuses. So back next week with a brand new bag. It'll be a lot of fun. Thank you. Thank you. There it is. Before I go, I gotta thank you guys that are my members, because that helps me to get the string to be able to do these kind of things. And man, I just can't get over it. Like it's actually done. Yeah, it's cool. Like I said, back next week. We got anything else special going? No, that's about it. Right. All right, guys. Have a good one, and don't get your strings in a bunch.